Good morning, everybody. More whipsaw action here. Um, you can see prices were lower on the economic news. No, they're back up again, up near yesterday's high. I don't know what the takeaway is here, other than the momentum is slowed down after this drop. It's just running in place. It's just not actionable in any way. I mean, what's today? Well, today's Wednesday. It's MT Live Day, so 12 o'clock. But maybe some put spreads. Tomorrow's news is again another unknown as always, and this news-driven market is undesirable. What else can I say? It's just too much focus on day-to-day news, and so right now, just running in place inside the red bar here, um, continues to climb up toward yesterday's high, and we'll see where it is. You know, at 9:30 when things open. But there's plenty of overhead congestion over here to the left. Um, I tend to think it's just going to slop around, maybe at a bit of a higher level. Um, until tomorrow's news comes out, and then we'll see which way this thing wants to go. Either, whatever. I mean, the way it came down, it just suggests that there's going to take a little bit more time of backing and filling. Not that it needed time down here. This was more of like, as we've talked about, the news, the yen carry trade, then the economic thing, then it collapsed down to support, and then you know everything went back in the other direction. And so now that we have this retest on the weekly, you know, it'll be interesting to see at the end of the week whether this week stays in the lower part of this wide range red bar. And while it's not a 1, 2, it's a 1, 2, 3, but it's not a 1, 2, 3 that we would look for to say, from a breakdown. Now it is from a retest pattern, but it's not the kind of, where you put together the trend and a void and a breakdown and so on. Nonetheless, if it closes this way and breaks lower, of course, should go down, and whether it stops at the unfilled gap and comes back up and so on, is we'll just have to see that unfolds. Right now there's just plenty of uncertainty and whipping around, and um, stay away from it. It's the easiest thing to do. Stay away from it than try and get involved in this kind of messy price action. If prices were to come back down towards support, and then we get a bottoming tail bar as a day trade, situation, or hey, if it does break out from here, maybe it can get up to this area. So intraday opportunities, if they're there, why not? But right now, just from a bigger picture perspective, things are just flip flopping in place here. And I was looking at a few ETFs before the open. I just flip over to this page here, and so like SMHs here, you can see in this corner. Let me just get the little red dot thing. It's interesting. I mean, forgetting the news, this has led the way down. One of the things it did, and yesterday was a bottoming tail bar. So look, it's a wide range bar and inside bar and a bottoming tail bar. So it's just hanging there. If this can get through here, I mean, that might be an opportunity. There may be put spread candidates in individual stocks. Looking at consumer discretionary, where there's the wide range bar, and it was able to close at the top of that red bar. So that's a positive, and it was consolidating. The question is, can it take out these highs? But that's definitely something, to be considering. Um, you know, Retailing is down near major support. It's a bottoming tail bar yesterday. I mean, it may be developing a bottoming process. We don't know. But on the other hand, I look at, you know, uh, internet, and the candle bodies are in the bottom part of the wide range bar. I mean, it's a bottoming tail bar because that was yesterday. Uh, but you want to put an alert above them above and below that bar is low, because if this breaks this low, there's nothing to stop it from going down. So this is a good ETF, I think, to use as a measure as to whether this does break to lower. It's got resistance up here, so it doesn't have a great setup as far as longs go, where semiconductors have it's got a little bit of a void there. Dan's letting me know that XRT, the retailing, is gapping down, but it's got support here. I don't know where it's gapping down to. So we'll see if that turns around. So maybe there's some put spread candidates in here. Communications, somewhat similar to internet, where if that was to break down, I'm going to send alerts because I'd want to know. Um, but looking at like materials, that's retraced, I don't know, maybe 50%, give or take. And I don't like the angle at which it came down, but so far there's 3 days of stabilization. So look, we got these mixed messages out there. Aerospace and defense came down hard. Boeing again is flip-flopping around. But things are just uncertain. The way they came down, some things like this is like one of the best looking. Defensive areas continue to do the best. You can see consumer staples in a nice bull trend. Healthcare, that came down. That's somewhat growth, but certainly defensive. That came down hard. Real estate, all of these are interest rate sensitive, these two, and they're benefiting from the lower interest rates, and that's continuing higher, and utilities are continuing higher. The discretionary we talked about. So these are the S&P sectors. Energy may be a bit overdone. We'll go back to this and look at crude oil, which is holding a little bit here. What's going on with my mouse thing? Let's go back here and take a look at crude oil. It's up a little bit, but it's down at the bottom. It's down at the bottom of the range. And so just technically, it makes sense that there's going to be some buyers. There's a wide range bar there. So this might start chopping around. So, looking at, the typical ETFs like XLE, that's not down at the bottom of the range yet. So while there's not that alignment, there's just, I guess, really nothing to do here. Trying to find some better opportunities. So in this ETF, it's down at the bottom of the range. So if things begin to turn around in oil, maybe we'll look at some stocks in the green room here. Maybe some of the higher flyers, if they're in there. I don't know that they're high flying anymore, but if we get some green days, there may be some put spread setups there that we could take a look at. And if that oil continues to go up, the airlines, which have been doing well, taking advantage of that, are coming into a significant resistance area and can form a sell setup. You can see the weekly chart here, and the daily's been grinding up into there. So there's nothing to do yet. But if oil starts moving up, even a relief, kind of a rally, so to speak, this could form a sell setup into next week. So we could, if we get reversal days in some of these airline stocks, there may be call spread candidates up there. So things are in the midst. Some things are in the midst of possibly making turns, which we'll just have to continue to monitor. As I mentioned, semiconductors, some oil stocks, and so on, and everything. That ETF that was looking well. Maybe it gets moving higher. On the other hand, transport's just a giant mess. I mean, just even when you condense the daily into a weekly, it's still a mess. It is what it is. This will change. Let's take a quick peek at interest rates here. Continuing. Oh, down here, moving lower. It's whipping around. Sometimes that doesn't fill in right away. Something going on there. You can see bonds, what they're doing here. You can see the 2-year continues to, its momentum is slowing down, but it's in an uptrend. So interest rates continue to move down as prices move up. You can see the 10-year here. It's stalled here a little bit today, but in a bullish trend, suggesting, well, interest rates may stabilize, right, at the lower level, but you know, so far the trend continues to be up. Let's go back here. And all right, it's just another peak here as this is jiggling around. SPY is at the top of yesterday's range. SPX, nothing was touched yesterday. As far as strikes, these moved around a little bit from before. And again, so this will open up if it does so, if it stays there 15 minutes from now. And with news coming tomorrow, odds are it's going to bounce around probably between here and here. If it's going to jiggle around, it's going to stay somewhere in that range. Um, so I like 5,400. If the market should take a little dive first thing in the morning, and you can get premium below 5,400, but any at a whole number and the bottom of a wide range bar, and it's over here, I think that's a no brainer. And 5560 still there. You got two topping tails up there. It's in the middle of the range. I'll say this with the typical disclaimers. It ain't gotten to either one of those today. We'll see what happens. Gold is down a little bit. It just continues to consolidate. Looks fine to me, especially on the weekly chart. Didn't want oil again. Silver is just a mess. Nothing to do there. And the other things, the Dow here is down a bit, but look, it's just trading within this range here. So overlapping bars, some big overlapping bars, whip down, whip up, just nothing to do with it. It's a mess, right? Um, you know, NASDAQ it's getting up to the top. NASDAQ futures getting up to the top of the range. You see these overlapping bodies right there. There's resistance. So, you can see here it is right here. Now, maybe it gets a little bit higher, but this is suggestive to me that, this drop down, which created a void while it was a grinder, a mess going up. Essentially, it's reached, or maybe it gets a little bit further where, when I say destination, it's where the majority of sellers should show up just based on looking to the left. And you can see this area of consolidation there. So maybe it gets a little bit higher, but ahead of everybody waiting for the next news thing, I don't expect anything different than what we have had the last couple of days. Erratic price action. And, we'll see where we can take advantage of that intraday. The Russell, another bottoming tail bar, because whenever it moved up yesterday off of some support, as you can see here, there's the hourly chart grinding its way down to these pivots, and it bounced up a little bit. But overall, you look at the candle bodies, it did nothing. They're all at the bottom of this range. So it's just chopping sideways. And where is it at? It's down here a little bit, which leads me to think, okay, what are biotechs doing? If there's enough data, they're just whipping back and forth. So wherever we look, well, I mean, that was pretty amazing in a sense to see a bar of that size. And one of my comments in the green room yesterday was like, man, the way these financials are getting decimated here, I'm impressed that the market is holding up as well as it did. And I think that thought began to filter, not my thought per se, but that thought in itself began to filter into others in the market that is like, hey, JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs and whatever others are falling apart here. The market's holding up relatively well. Not that it's doing much of anything, but that I think helped bring some type of confidence into, you know, things holding up and being able to move up a bit yesterday and form those bottoming tail bars. And at the end of the day, they didn't do much of anything of significance other than get to resistance. And so we'll see what today unfolds. All yours, Dan.
Well, I mean, I was hoping we would continue lower on this news. And then all of a sudden it did an about face. I texted Greg, what the heck is going on now? A bad inflation print and it's rallying, negated it. Yeah, factory work. Look at this Pelletier I've been watching. Nice gap up. Look at this is a beautiful bull island reversal. Leaving this big old bar out there all by itself. Nice little failed buy setup. That's a nice pattern. So that's gapping down, which is good. So I'll set an up alarm here. 34.60. I mean, alarms going off. I mentioned TAN. We're actually short this in the ETF letter right there on that breakdown. Wow, that's gapping all the way to the breakdown area. But expected a little bounce. So let's watch that sector. Put spreads here, 218, gap into resistance, no interest, but let's watch all these for put spreads. There's only like 5 tradable ones, in my opinion. Earnings here, there's not many. GME, I was saying yesterday, if this were to open above yesterday's bar, it'd be a good long, but their revenue was way under 21. Now it's a call spread candidate. Wolf, $3 stock, opening flat, no interest, play. That's a pro gap, downtrend, gapping up to 34. That's a buy on a pullback. Put that in the window. Wow, I just looked at my other computer. Look at this block I mentioned yesterday. Nice 5-bar turn. And it's gapping up. Where is it? No, I guess that's yesterday data. EPM. It's not a great climb because these are just such controlled selling. But it is trying to gap up. If it can take out a 30-minute high, maybe. Raul asking about CPay above yesterday's high. Yeah, it's a buy setup with a multi-bar turn yesterday, bottoming tail. Sure, it's a watch, but not going to be rushing into any longs here. Rallying to resistance. Mama, I don't see any volume, but it shows it gapping down. There's a gap breakdown. 30-minute low looks lower. The Manus, yeah, I don't like the way that trades. Hips over the counter stock. Although if you would ignore the price and the over the counter, pattern says lower, maybe all the way down to the 200. So if that's if you don't mind shorting $2 penny stocks, that's a great pattern. Look at it, gapping down here under the space, and it's not a big gap. It's a fantastic setup. I just wish it wasn't over the counter. I wish it was over $5. This gapping down, this could be a short-term exhaustion gap. If, again, you're playing in the dumpster, as we say, and cheap stocks like that. All right, that's it. Let's see what else I got on my interest list. Roblox. It's a sloppy bull rectangle. Um, This ride, wow, it's been on a tear. Does anybody know what this does? I need to look it up on Yahoo Finance. Just 'cause I'm curious. All right, XOP. We were trying to do a put spread yesterday into the close. We did not get filled, but let's watch oil for put spreads. This CNS, it's light volume. I think it's a regional bank, but that's bullish all time frames. I set an alarm. NXT 3480. It's a gap and a nasty downtrend, so I wouldn't touch it unless it can take out a 30-minute high. Roku, I posted pre-market. I called it a sloppy bull flag. Here's our flagpole. Now, flags are counter 30 to 40 degree channel retracement consolidations. That's what a flag is. But it's sloppy. The entry on a bull flag is where you're obviously confident. And I'm really not confident unless it takes out this big bar. But look, it's gapping over that. Oh, thanks, Robert. Provides mobility and quick commerce solutions. You know what's interesting, Robert? I have no friggin' idea what that means. Alex, is that a transport? That's what it sounds like, a transportation company of food. Hey, Ron, don't forget your drop down food distribution. Well, that's much more detailed. Thank you. Okay, well that's I got a better handle of that. All right, so anyway, look at it's not I wouldn't call it's not a core long, but daily, weekly, monthly. This is what I say. It could turn into a home run core long entry. That's a multi-year bottoming pattern on the monthly. We got bull flag daily after a blast, and we got a buy set up after downside shakeout on the weekly. So this actually looks fantastic. Do I have this on my core list? Yep, I do. It's on my core list, so I must have put it there, probably on this igniting bar day. So good. This is going to be on my watch list today. All right, I just had a low alarm go off on CCI. We are in this in trail mode. I have eBay on the other computer. Let me just put it here so I can protect our gains. With the debate last night, Greg, I'm shocked you didn't say one word about it. That's not like you. I guess you were in a polite mood today. You didn't want to stir things up. So I think the consensus is Kamala did better than people expected. Trump did worse. And so I think that's why solar is up. I really do. And, we can start looking at those policy trades. Somebody in the green room actually asked that yesterday, saying, hey, is there any risk to this debate? And the answer is look for bullish or bearish setups in industries that are going to be helped or hurt by the perceived winner. That's my answer to that question. And so the answer is that, this is Trump's stock. Look at this nasty downtrend. And now it's gapping down. So he's getting punished. Solar stocks, EV stocks, social, this and that. I forget how those healthcare stocks move with them. I don't know, but we can watch the UNHs and company. All right, see, so UNH is gapping down. Um, well, okay, that makes sense. Okay, I had to think about it for a half a second. So Kamala wants universal health care. So yeah, that's going to hurt these companies. So we can look for some call spreads in these companies. Yes, so Greg mentioned this. Yeah, this is a fantastic put spread. It's the turn. So 30-minute high. Let's look at SMH and semis for uh, two DTE put spreads. Look at NVIDIA, I like. That's a 5-bar turn. Let me give them a heads up. In the weekly options trader that we will be coming searching for this. Minute high. Semi-assigned. Look at the Sequinome. No, that's not earnings, but this thing, gap's too big. Nothing to do with it. So here, Greg, when you said XRT, I pulled it up. So yeah, I like the daily bottoming tail, and it's gapping down here. So I don't know what's in it. That's dragging it down. So I like it even better if it can negate this. So let's set an alarm at 72.25, just so we can get ready. FDN, yeah. All right, those are all those. Now let me go up. NOW closed at all-time highs, put spread idea. But I think he's typically spreading. ACN closing breakout. FANG, Alex mentioned, could be a wide range ending bar. Let's watch 30-minute high. LOW, I like over yesterday's high. Sky alarm. This is a day trade I mentioned yesterday. Ah, shoot, it's gapping down over $1. I said this will be a fantastic day trade short under yesterday's low if it opened flat. Darn it, that was a tier 1 day trade, but it's gapping down $1. All right. Fizzler. Wow, AD line negative 800. All right, so we're selling off here a little. I had a NOAA low alarm, but it was a bad tick went off. So let me reset it. The CCI I mentioned is falling. Well, the stops yesterday's low, so I think it's just going to get hit without any special attention. Well, no, the stop's 117.60. Well, 117.65. Yeah, that's yesterday's low. All right. Well, if it hits, it hits. It's still a trail stop for a gain. But that's obviously relative weakness. So I wonder if that had anything to do with being in the right sector. All right, look at play coming in hard. Say on pro gaps, this is what you do not want to see. You do not want them to come in hard. Alex, your DVA I'm still watching. Beautiful 1, 2, 3. If it closes like this, and that's exactly what I said yesterday, I'm gonna set a new alarm, 154.10. Diamond's getting whacked the most. What's in there? Amgen down 5. Yep, UNH down 13. So that, yeah, those two aren't, and those are both healthcare. See, so those are getting hurt from Camilla. So check out the sisters too. A Disney alarm went off. Disney's a go. Camilla doesn't like Disneyland or what? I said let's buy the $89 puts. Yeah, well then don't do that. 89 puts. Absolutely. So I'm gonna say short stock instead. Yeah, that's the first thing I look at. Which is absolutely retarded to me. A Dow 30 stock is that spready. If I were ever to be an option market maker, Don, you know what I would do? You know what I would do in all seriousness? I would work 15 minutes a day. I'd work from 9:30 to 9:45, screw everybody that I can, off to the beach. See you tomorrow. Well, because I got to stick around and entertain you all day is what the difference is. Sam, I am. All right, CCI trail stopping. And we got a number of things we're in with gaps. Look at SIBO. I mean, I have no idea if this is related to last night. CBRE, we are not in, but that's gapping down, so I'm going to delete it off my watch list. Well, yeah, no, totally, Don. Of course, they change with the environment and the market open and volatility and news and et cetera. Yeah, but I guarantee you the spreads will tighten throughout the morning and the day. That's why I made the comment of I work 15 minutes a day and I'm out of here. Because the open is the absolute worst. All right, Home Depot low alarm. Alex, you remember our discussion about closing our put spread? We closed the put spread at the dead high because at 22 cents, and we only sold a third of Home Depot. So now we can move stop days low. Yeah, I have an alarm on low. Ooh, that's an uglier gap. That's weird. Why are these down? I mean, I'm no economist, but I'm assuming it has to do with Camelot's policies. So you got to think through it. It's like, all right, she wants to give away 50 grand for housing. Is that going to help or hurt low and Home Depot? But I don't get too deep into it.
R is down a little too.
All right, our APLA yesterday, we did a half lot into the close. Let me go through opens here real quick. Apellis, breakout failure. That was a bottoming pattern. Capri doing fine. We did a half lot, Duolingo. Uh, we have a put spread and long stock. That's doing fine. Kex, we're short. Nice, finally, Kex went against us a little bit. But we can move stop over these highs now, 115.92. It's 9/11. Greg, do you remember where you were on 9/11?
Yeah,
Here.
White Plains office.
Yeah, you know,
Everything
do
shut off.
you remember where I was? There's no reason for you to remember, but I'll tell you. Um, we were still waiting for the Irvine office to get open. And so I was running the room remotely at a day trading shop that Fernando was trading at. And that's where I was in the advanced trading room. Remember it well. XLU low alarm, Greg. It's an early alarm, but as you know, we're in that. If you want to check it out and move the stop. Hey, we can now move stop break even on kicks. He's falling pretty nicely. Is low. All right, see oil falling here. Let's hold off this put spread. We never got filled yesterday. Yeah, yeah, you can short the lows, sure. Ooh. Yeah, I just don't like buying them that run this far to break out unless you have a beautiful 15. So yesterday, I would have liked that breakout because it's kind of a bull rectangle there. GS. Yep. Boeing also. That's a bear rectangle on the daily. Fizzler holding. Let me check puts, 205s. Yeah, that's much better, but I already told him to change it to stock. 205. Wow, these still juice for Friday. They're spready though. 77 by 140. But it's 60 cents. It's pretty good juice for the 205s. CSIQ and igniting gap. What are the other ones? Said G. What are the top five liquid solar stocks? Octa, alarm, finally. Relative strength. This would be a good 30-minute high. '70s, only 18 cents for Friday. Are you crazy? Yeah, but I'm gonna wait 30 minutes at least. All right, so I have Okta here, middle chart. All right, Home Depot stopped out. Oak Trail stopped. Had a gain, and we sold a third at the high, so our tight management paid off. Our eBay only down 16 cents. That's not bad. Depot. Alex, good thing they don't have a symbol called pig, because then you would be saying pig out all day. Yeah, that's a bottoming pattern piece of garbage. Ellis gap down. Our stop is break even at 74.17. So it's 30 cents away. So the question is, leave it break even or days low? You say we change it, make a little bit instead of nothing.
We'd get out of that, Dan.
I did well. Right? As
I
you
mean,
think.
everything, it's getting uglier here. S&Ps are down, almost down to yesterday's low. They not quite there yet. The Dow is rolling over. It's on its 50 MA. but it's been there before. It's actually so below the, no, it wasn't there before. I thought the prior bar was, but looks like it's going toward that unfilled gap down there. So, I mean, anything that's somewhat extended and getting a little bearish action,
Hmm.
best to be looking at things that have been crushed and might bounce, or call spreads on things like even that might be worthy of a call spread if it's expiring Friday.
Think that's fine.
Yeah, I can tell you since we're long stock that they're illiquid and they're, yeah, 210 by $7. AMD, okay, I don't remember that one. All right, lift. Oh, shoot, our lift, yeah, went against us yesterday. Stop 11:59. Yeah, my low alarm went off this morning. Ah, nice. I got an up alarm at 8:60 that should go off in a second. Now I'll move it to 8:65. Oh, it did go off. Yeah, Jack's new low, acting great now. Mark go down. Marple still holding pretty well. Our pace C, we did a half lot yesterday. Myrna holding, put spread. Netflix, we got a call spread. It's fine. And pace C put spread. All right, I've gone through all opens. Good. Ah, excuse me. All right, SIBO not looking good. But yeah, a big stop, but that's breakout failure. No denying it. Drag that XLY that was holding in. That's having trouble. Yeah, we did the put spread yesterday, Ron. I'm in it. But I would hold off just because of market uncertainty if you're not in it. Hey, Sammy boy, you ready? Take a bow. Your Capri relative strength. I'm just going through other things on my interest list here and deleting them on my other computer. PDD still got an alarm, 94, but that could be a consolidation and a downtrend, or yesterday's high setting up for a little Climo bounce. Oh, this Burke. Um, the Burke, I got an alarm at 44 now. BA triggering, but there's no way we're going to get the juice. But that's a nasty pattern. Yeah, there's absolutely zero way that we're going to get that. But Ron, here, I'll tell you what we did on eBay. So that was that. So Roku, bull flag. I'm keeping this on my list. So now I've got above the red bar. You got a no-brainer stop under here. GME, I said call spread, but that fell too much. There's going to be nothing play. Came in way too hard. Now it's still strong. It's ride hailing. And holding. Semi's doing nothing. Sequinone gap's too big. Retail, we got an alarm. FDN, we got an alarm. Well, I'll check. Some puts. Zero bid for Friday. 10 cents for next week is all. Yeah, Boeing alarm. Greg, I think this thing's going to 140. Boeing.
Certainly possible. What's expensive?
Yeah. Well, let me see if we can go out in a few weeks. We go out 3 weeks. Going out 3 weeks, the 155s are 5.25. So that's 100% time premium. And if we do a $15 wide put debit spread, it's 380. Want to do that?
Sure. I mean,
And even if stopped out, we're not going to lose all this premium. So by October 4th, what does threshold mean, Stephen? All right, let me look. But I have it as a core long watch. Yeah, I got to cancel it. What about next week, Don? The 165s. Anything there? Oh, look. $165. Yeah, there is. Why didn't you say so? It's $1 for $5 wide, 165. Is that right? Did I give the right stuff? Yeah, 165. I'm showing 90 cents, Don. No, whenever you're so off, I have to double check myself. Check slow alarm, first, third target. Very nice.
All green.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that for sure. Doctors. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like it. You had a 1, 2, 3, target 25. Stop over these inside bars.
Pharmacy. Pharmacy. Pharmacy, please.
Well, Alex, you and I both know on sale is different than a compelling setup, but do you have compelling setups? I mean, I can visualize oil. I can't visualize construction and defense. No, you know why you're wrong, Alex? This, have you ever heard of the National Association of Realtors? Well, this is the equivalent for doctors. So I really don't know what you're talking about right now. Where is that little California princess? You still have Dollar Tree posted as a long, but it's fine if it'll trigger. But I don't think it will with a weak market. Fizzler new high. But there's no good juice. VIX new high. Checks first third target. What did I give? 111.75. Nice. Disney working. Talking about disposable income, Greg, and vacations and buying iPhones. I mean, I don't know how a family affords Disney. That place is so expensive. Of course,
People use it on their credit cards, Dan. My former wife's brother, I mean, he used to go there almost every year on a credit card. And then his credit card debt became overwhelming. But look, it's I mean, I can just associate to what things I believe is that people that truly love that and get such enjoyment out of it become addicted to it. And so just like anything else that's an addiction, people will spend more than they can afford to, for, their addiction. So,
without a
they went there as kids. They love it. They bring their kids and they keep going even after the kids are gone.
another perfect analogy of that is sporting events and concerts. When I lived in Charlotte, the football team was just a couple blocks away. So we would always walk over there and go to the pregame parties. Even though I don't like going to the games myself. And I would think that every time I would, not stereotyping, of course, but you see these rednecks. And it's like, I don't know how much money he makes, but that was my opinion that they love the game so much that he'll save up for the game and a couple Budweisers at $16 Budweisers. So yeah, people. So Greg, here's another one. SIBO, if you want to hit the eject button early, the stops under the WRB.
Marge news could turn the market back up, but that pattern is deteriorating.
Mhm.
So, I mean, the spiders are now, well, they're at yesterday's low. I don't know. Who knows where they're going to close, but
Actually, it's
uh,
only $1
even
away to stop. I gave it a 206.88, so right where my horizontal line is, which obviously is I picked a 15-minute pivot, so it's a dollar lower.
it's money. It's money.
So, what's your conclusion? Kill it?
Kill it.
Mhm.
I don't think the Dow's going to stop going down today. There's no evidence of it yet on the 5-minute chart, but it's probably going for the gap fill. We'll get down to 40,000. And then from there, we may have a day trade opportunity. It starts to bottom out there.
Netflix low alarm, Meta low alarm. Wasn't that a 1, 2, 3 we were talking about? FDN, Greg, alarm. Well, early alarm, but it looks bad. Texan, yeah. I think Meta has a bigger void than Texan. Ideally, it will close like this, and then we pound on it tomorrow. But that's a bear 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me check call spread. DRS alarm. I mean, I understand this sell-off, but I did not understand the pre-market retracement after the 8:30 number. X is looking good. I like it a lot, Alex. What I would like even better is if it had like opposing bottoming tails. So it's a good buy setup, but we don't have a confident turn yet, but it's worthy of the list. So I'm going to set up and down alarm 65, 67. This guy was going to be, yeah, I already said that down. This guy, the gap messed it up, but I said that would be a lovely, lovely day trade short. Do you like that word, Don? Lovely? Yeah, cool. So this is the doctor's group. I know they love that word. I know. I know it's funny. What, pace C, breakout failure? We did a half lot yesterday. That's the ugly retracement. All right, I hope Meta goes sideways until after 3. And we could do the 515 call spread. Yeah, 116. All right, yeah, this is a go. Well, it's a tier 1 watch, is what I mean. Until Dougie. Okay, holding, okay. Yep, Pelletry looks horrible. Yeah, I got my alarm, so it has to. I'll set a tighter alarm, 6770. Don, I think it was you who made the comment spiders are the weakest. Not if you look at the hourly charts. The IWM's the weakest, followed by diamonds, followed by spiders, followed by Qs. Based on that hourly. Remember, or at least I was talking the last 2 days. I was wanting a continuation pattern, but the deeper tracement put it into question. But if we took out the low of the WRB, I'm back to bearish price. And there we have it. See you soon. Spiders on support. Well, we talked about it. Things are a mess here, but a Disney low alarm. So we're up $1 already. Awesome, Stephen. I didn't even check. What premium did you get? I definitely would have joined you if it was good premium. The pattern is perfect for it. Remember, anything that's a directional is a credit spread candidate by definition. You just gotta go through the checklist, which is